So if you're interested in getting fitter, getting out and about, then this video is for you. I was having a conversation with one of my crewmates when we were out on shift the other week, and we were talking about the whole aspect around getting fitter. Not getting fit, but getting fitter. I had a really good conversation. He said to me, you know what, TC, you should do that on a video. And well, this video is basically on the back of that conversation. So what we were talking about, well, I was explaining to him the difference between getting fitter as opposed to getting fit, and the association of a goal with getting fit and the problems that that can create. And why is this important? Well, we've all been there, that we've had this idea of getting fit. We've been a couch potato and go, I want to get fit. So we'll go out, we'll buy a bike, or we'll get a gym membership, or we'll have these ideas around what getting fit means and a goal associated with that. And then we do all of our stuff. We go to the gym for 3 months, we go out riding for 3 months, and then all of a sudden it comes crashing down, or it maybe peters off over a period of time, and we're back where we started, sat on the couch wanting to be fit. But why does this happen? Well, maybe it was the fact that it was just too hard and the goal that you set was too high, or you literally just didn't hit your goal and you became demotivated and you just stopped what you were doing, and like I said, you were right back at the beginning of where you started. So my conversation with my crewmate was more around, well, try not to think of it that way. Try and think of doing it differently. And by doing it differently, what I mean is focus on getting fitter, not getting fit. And in that way, any step you take forward is an improvement. Therefore, you're constantly achieving something rather than straining for that elusive goal. Now, we did talk about weight and linking weight loss with getting fitter. I don't particularly like talking about weight loss. I prefer more the term of nutrition and how you eat and how that impacts your weight, who you are, and also how fitter you actually become. And one of the reasons is that many people go on a diet to lose weight. It's a restrictive diet. They become miserable, they hate it, lasts for a few months, they come off of it, and they are right back where they started from. Probably even more miserable than when they first started. And they step back into old habits and the weight just comes straight back again. So this is where we have the yo-yo effect of weight as opposed to talking about nutrition. So first thing to do really is to tackle nutrition. And by that I mean working out what it is you need, your body needs, to be able to function on a daily basis. Now, we all need calories, that's how our body works. We're an engine, so we need fuel to fuel that engine. Now, I need 2,300 calories on a daily basis to maintain my current body weight. Now, those calories are made up of in 3 areas, so carbohydrates, protein and fat. And there generally is a mix, as in how many carbs compared to how many protein and how many fat, and how much fat you actually need. And this is what it looks like. So this area here is carbs, this one here is protein, and this is fat. Now, your daily intake will be made up of these 3 areas. What we call this is a macronutrient view, but ignore that. It's simply this amount of carbs, this amount of protein, this amount of fat. Now, ideally, there need to be healthy carbs, healthy protein, healthy fats. But we know, as human beings, that ain't gonna happen. So there's no point trying to eat healthily in all of these food areas every single day of your life, because you just won't do it. Because there's too many nice things out there that we love the taste of that we want to consume. I mean, I love cake, and I eat too much cake, I know I do. But I know and understand what the stuff contains, so I can manage that. And it really is about knowing and understanding what you're putting into your mouth, into your body, and what that means from a calorific point of view. Now, what does that mean? Well, I know that I need 2,300 calories per per day for me to maintain my weight. And it needs to be made up of carbs, protein and fat. Now what this doesn't mean is that I can go out and cane a Maccadee's or a Burger King or a pizza up to that level on a daily basis and then starve myself, you know, for the rest of the meals. It doesn't actually mean that, okay? But what it does mean is that if you think about what you're eating, you can quite happily eat up to your calorie limit on a daily basis and you will not increase your weight. But you do need to give some thought as to the type of foods you are eating on a daily basis. So at least to give yourself that healthy balance of food. Now, once you've worked out your nutritional needs and your daily calorie limit, the only thing that you then need to do is to create a deficit on that. And by creating a deficit, I don't mean eat less, I mean do some activity. Because this is 2,300, this is if I do nothing. 2,300 calories per day if I do nothing. If I do my job, you know, go to work, get up in the morning, shower, move around, blah blah blah, that's all I need to eat. If I do exercise over and above the things I do, then that means I am creating a deficit on that. Therefore, I am burning more calories than I'm taking in. So the next thing you need to look at, once you've sorted out your nutritional needs and you understand your nutritional needs, is to create a deficit. And by that I mean you do some exercise. Now your exercise, let's say for argument's sake, you burn 150 calories. So I know that my body will burn 2,300 calories on a daily basis without me doing anything other than go to work, get up in the morning, go to sleep, etc. I've now burned 150 calories, so that means I burn a total 2,450 calories, but I've only consumed 2,300 calories. That means I'm in a deficit of 150 calories, therefore I will lose weight because I burnt more than I've taken in. And it really is as simple as that. It's calories in versus calories out. You just need to be burning more calories than you're taking in. The more you take in here, the more calories you need to burn. It's as simple as that. And if you burn more calories, you will lose weight. Now the key thing here is not to go mad on the exercise. You need to create a routine that's sustainable, that you can do over a long period of time, potentially forever, because you want to be healthy and fitter forever, not just for the next 3 months, not for 6 or a year, but forever. So it needs to be sustainable. And how do we make that sustainable? Well, the thing is, we focus on just getting fitter. Nutrition wise, we've got that sorted. We're going to look after our nutrition and make sure our calorie intake does not go above that particular level on a daily basis. Job sorted. The only thing that you need to focus on is getting fitter. Everything else will look after itself as you progress in getting fitter. And as you get fitter, then what you will do, you will lose weight over a period of time. Now, getting fitter is easier than you think. You just need to do something. You know, whether it's a walk or a fast walk, a jog, a run, swimming, cycling, hiking, whatever, you just need to do something. 5 minutes of exercise is better than no exercise at all. 10 minutes is even better than 5 minutes, and so on. You just need to do something. Okay, that's the key here. If you do something and you do something regularly, you will get fitter. Now, this next bit is really important though. Before you start thinking about getting fitter, you need to put yourself through what's called a base training phase. And don't get worried, this is not difficult or anything like that. The good thing, it's easy. It's super easy. So too many people go out too hard too soon. You don't need to do that. You don't need to go to the gym, get a gym membership and start going to all these sessions, doing HIIT training and box training and caning the weights. You don't need to do that. What you need to do first is condition your body for exercise. Now, a base training program should be a minimum of 12 weeks. okay, at least 12 weeks. And what it will do is enable your body to get ready for the exercise that you will then put it through once you've finished the base training. And by the time you finish the base training, you'll be ready to go. You'll be ready to do more and you'll want to do more. But you've got to do that base training program first. Now it's interesting that I've yet to come across a gym or a gym membership, a gym program that has got a 12-week base training program. The reason being is that it's not sexy, it's not interesting. The physical training instructors, can't do the things that they've been trained to do in it, so it just doesn't happen. And that is a real problem because people end up doing too much too quickly. And to be honest, that's a lot of the reasons why people do give up on their gym memberships really so quickly, is because they've gone and been pushed to go too much too soon. You might have guessed from some of the things I'm saying, I'm not a big fan of gyms. I never have been. I think you can do far more and have far more enjoyable sessions outside or doing something a little bit different than sitting in a gym surrounded by four walls and 320 people on treadmills and rowing machines. Anywho, what is a base training program? Well, as I said, it's a program that is over a minimum of 12 weeks, and it's done in what is called Zone 2. That means it's sustainable, easy effort. Now, by that I mean, if you imagine you're jogging along and you're able to have a conversation with a person jogging alongside of you, that's Zone 2. Okay, you are working out, you are jogging, your heart rate has increased, but you're doing it in a way that you're able to have a conversation with somebody. If you can't have a conversation with that person, you're out of breath, for example, you're going too hard. And that's it, that's Zone 2. It's super easy. People really have an issue with doing easy exercise over a long period of time, but that is precisely what you have to do to condition your body for exercise. And the idea about being in Zone 2 is that you're in what's called that fat burning zone, in that you're getting your body used to burning fat while it's exercising. When we exercise full on, our body uses its immediate energy store, which is mainly derived from carbohydrates, sugar usually. And that has only got a certain amount of capacity in it. And on full on exercise, it usually lasts about an hour. And then at that point, you need to top up. So the science behind that is that you basically have two energy stores: your immediate fast burn energy store and your fat energy store. As you exercise and you go for hard exercise, your immediate energy store will go down and go down. Typically we have between an hour and 2 hours of energy stored in our body for use for exercise, depending on the type of exercise. Once that's depleted, your body then switches to its fat store, but it takes a lot longer to convert that fat into energy that you can then use. So if you're working full on and you're really pushing it, your body cannot transform that fat into energy quick enough. Also, when you start eating, and if you've used up your immediate energy store, the body will replenish that first before it does your fat store. So the idea about the Zone 2 aspect of it and working in Zone 2, i.e. the fat burning zone, is that you don't touch your immediate use energy because your exercise is below a level that is requiring you to use that. Instead, your body will have enough time to transform the fat you have into energy and use that instead of your immediate energy store. So hence, you will be burning fat. And it also goes the other way, that if you're not exercising enough and you're eating a lot of food, then what the body is doing, you're eating, it will replenish the immediate energy you store. So if you get up, move around, go to work, whatever, that immediate energy store will be replenished first. If you're eating more than you need, then the rest of that food that you've eaten that you don't need will literally be transformed into fat and go into your fat repositories in your body. The more you overeat, the larger those fat repositories become. Hence why we are now looking at exercise in that base phase, which is a minimum of 12 weeks, to condition your body for exercise. What we're telling the body to do is get better at burning fat by doing almost constant exercise in zone 2 in the fat burning zone. So now, with regards to the 12-week program, I've been talking about the 12-week program, and what does that really look like? Well, it really depends on you and how much exercise you want to do. But what you do need to do is increase the duration of your exercise on a weekly basis. You don't need to do it on a daily basis, but definitely need to look at increasing it on a weekly basis. And you want to be increasing it on a weekly basis by about 10%. Now, what does that look like? So in week 1, you might be exercising for 20 minutes. Ideally, if you can do that 3 times, that'd be great. Okay, depending if you're someone starting out, not done a lot of exercise at all over the past months, years, or whatever, 20 minutes 3 times a week is achievable. Now, as you progress, you add 10%, 10%, 10% on every week, to the point that you get to week 12, and you should be able to comfortably exercise for around about 60 minutes. And if you've been increasing that for 10% every week, and you've been maintaining it 3 times a week, then you'll also be able to do that 3 times a week. That is 3 hours of exercise a week you'll be able to do by the time you get to week 12. But bear in mind, this is easy exercise. This is jogging along equivalent and being able to have a conversation with somebody without getting out of breath. Yeah, it's easy. Anybody can do that. So don't get wound up about going out there and having to do exercise and having to cane it and get out of breath. You don't need to do that. What you do need to do is to condition your body for that type of exercise, and you've got at least 12 weeks to do it, because that's the minimum length of the base training program. Now, what's been happening while you've been going on this base training program? You've been getting fitter. So you haven't been going out and caning it and increasing your heart rate. You've just been increasing the amount of time you have been exercising. You've been keeping it in zone 2 all that time, but you're still putting a load on your heart, so you're slowly getting fitter. Also, throughout that period, you've been burning fat. Okay, not your immediate energy store, you've been burning fat. Your body has been converting some of the fat from your fat stores into energy to enable you to do this exercise. So if you put all that together, you will, after 12 weeks, if you do that kind of regime, you will be fitter and you will be leaner. Now, I'll talk about the lean aspect, but bring it into context with weight scales. Just keep away from them. Don't use them. You don't need them. They are the worst thing you can go near when you're trying to get fitter and lose weight. Why is that? Well, so number 1, muscle is heavier than fat, and as you burn more fat and lose fat, you will be gaining muscle, so you won't be losing weight. And you don't need the scales to tell you that. And you don't need scales to tell you to lose weight, that you're losing weight. You don't need scales to tell you that you're getting fitter. People will notice it in your face. Your face will be leaner. That will be the first place that you'll start to notice any loss of weight. You'll notice it by when you're getting dressed that the clothes aren't fitting you as tight as they used to. That belt, you've got an extra 1 hole out of it, or an extra 2 hole. You'll be able to fit into jeans that you haven't been able to fit in for a while. That's how you know you're getting fitter. And it's not necessarily losing weight. And this is why I don't really like talking about losing weight so much, and prefer to talk about nutrition and getting fitter, because you will be putting on muscle because you're exercising, and you will be losing weight. And it will only be on the next stages of a training program, where we talk about the build and the peak phase, that you would actually be looking at losing weight, for a specific performance level. But if you're starting out as this to be, you know, you're coming from a couch potato just to get fitter, you don't need to worry about all of that. The only thing you need to do is watch your nutrition, watch what you eat, and do some exercise at zone 2, and increase the duration of that exercise in zone 2 over a period of time, and don't go too fast too soon. Take it slow, take it easy. The reason being is that will be sustainable. You can keep that up for a longer period of time because the impact on your life will be less, to the point that you start getting fitter, you notice you're getting fitter, and then the impact will increase the more fitter you get. So in conclusion, just keep it simple. Look at your intake of food, try and get that healthy balance of food, and then start to exercise, but exercise in that base level, zone 2. Don't go any further than zone 2, but start small and just slowly increase it week by week by week by week. That's it. There's no magic sauce about this. There's no switch you switch to go from unfit to fit. It's just literally watching what you eat and exercising carefully over a period of time. That will get you fitter. If you want to talk about goals later on when you've gone through that conditioning period, then fine, that's a good thing to do. But right now, when you're starting out and you need that inspiration, that motivation to get out there and get some exercise done and get fitter, that's all you need to do. Nutrition, intake, exercise, outtake. That's it. Listen, I wish you best of luck. I really hope that you've grasped the idea around how you can easily get into getting fitter, you know, in these times of the pandemic. It doesn't need to be hard. It really doesn't need to be hard. It can be so easy. So yeah, get out there and do it. By all means, please comment on the video below on your progress. If you've got any questions about this or any aspect of exercise and nutrition, by all means ask those as well, and I'll endeavour to answer them to the best I can. Thanks a lot and enjoy.